It's that time of year, everybody. We're back with a best bets of the NFL weekend video. It's me and Big Jack, as always, here to bring you our best bets of the NFL weekend. Big Jack, it's that time, baby.
Heaven on earth, man. We're back. We made it all the way back. Let's get it.
We survived an off season indeed. If you guys are new here, we've done these the last 2 years where we make videos on a pretty regular basis about our three best bets of the weekend each. Um, Last year, well, actually, we'll start with myself. The last 2 years, I've been pretty terrible. I've been below 500, hoping to right the ship this year, have a positive year. The last 2 years, Jack's been above 500. Last year, he went 28, 24, and 2, a respectable record indeed. The year before, he was on fire. The fact that a major network has not picked him up to be a NFL sharp was crazy to me, but he went 34, 18, and 2. That's an incredible record. Big Jack, it's a new year. The records are 0-0. I'm looking forward to a good, strong base for both of us to start with a good week one. How you feeling?
Absolutely, man. It's been fun making these videos. We've started to do a little bit more these past couple weeks or month or so. It's always good time to get on here and chop it up. But this is kind of our bread and butter. This is my favorite thing to do personally. Just kind of the best bets every week. I feel like I typically never pick Thursday night games. I feel like you sometimes throw them in there, but usually we stick pretty strongly to the weekend slate. So I love getting on here, finding the three best plays of the week, and hopefully coming up in the black on them.
Yeah, definitely. Preference is the weekend for sure. Every once in a while, you see a Thursday night game you just can't avoid, but we definitely try to keep it to the weekend. I'll tell you what, Jack. This week I got three of the ugliest picks you'd ever seen, but they're going to be a couple of winners in there. I'll tell you that much right now. I'll get it
That's all that
started.
matters, baby. That's all that
Yeah,
matters.
I'll get it started with my first pick. Um, it's a team that I think is going to be better as the season goes on, but hopefully not too good. And Bears fans, um, not too good for the hopes of Bears fans because we have their draft pick. I'm taking Carolina plus 3.5 at Atlanta. It's a divisional game, noon game. I like the Panthers to keep it close, maybe even get an outright win. Three in the hook. I like the Panthers getting that 3.5 number against the Falcons. That's my week. That's my first pick of week one.
Interesting. It's a lot of people are high on the Falcons. I've seen a decent amount picking them to win the NFC South, which is surprising to me, just because I guess maybe I don't know enough about Desmond Ritter, but I'm certainly not high enough on him right now to think that the Falcons are going to be anything special. Um, with that pick, I'd be a little worried about the Brian Burns situation. As far as I know, he's still in his, holdout contract dispute, whatever you want to reference it. I don't think he'll be playing on Sunday. But as we talked about when we kind of did our divisional previews, I do share that same sentiment that it's not great as a Bears fan. Obviously, we want Carolina to be as bad as possible, but I do have a little bit of doubt creeping into my mind, thinking that they might be a decent team. So, and I don't like the Falcons as much as it seems like nationally people do. So I got nothing against that pick. I'm not going to go out on a limb and take them week one myself, but I think it's decent enough.
For
For
sure.
my first pick, I'm going to go towards the Cincinnati Bengals and Cleveland Browns. The Bengals have been, I was kind of on them early before they made that first run at the Super Bowl. And, they've been good to me over the years. I'm going to go against them week one. I'm going to take the Browns +2 at home. Similar to your game, it's another divisional matchup. I'm going to take the home dog. I'm going to take the 2. Seems like a short number to me. It's under that field goal key. Um, I don't. We kind of banter about where we think public money is. I don't. We don't. I don't. I don't know. I guess I don't want to speak for you, but we don't pay for access to see
I
public
do.
money.
I do.
Do
So,
you? Do you really?
yeah. So
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, uh, most of the money and most of the tickets are actually on Cleveland on the money line, but on the spread, since he's taking a little bit more of the tickets. So,
Interesting. Yeah,
yeah,
that surprises me a little bit. I guess people probably see the value of the plus money on the money
yep,
line, and it's that tight of a number anyway. But needless to say, I just think it's a game that Cincinnati is coming off the Burrow question mark with injury. In past years, even though they've been really good, they've kind of stumbled out of the gates a little bit. They haven't been that excellent at the start of the season. And if you recall, they lost to the Bears. They got
yep.
killed by
2
the
years ago.
Bears a couple years ago, even
Yep.
when they went to the Super Bowl. So I think they'll just, they'll be. I think they're going to be a great team throughout the course of the year. I just think Week 1, Cleveland comes a little more focused. I expect a better Deshaun Watson this season, and I like the 2 in that game.
That's one of the games I was thinking about picking Cleveland as well. Burrow and the Bengals have actually been pretty bad against the Browns. I don't know how much you really look into that, but um, that coupled with the fact that they have been slow starters the last couple of years, I could absolutely see Cleveland coming out victorious. All right, next pick. It's going to be another divisional game. Um, I'm going with an under instead of a side. I'm going the
Wow.
under 46 and a half in Jacksonville, Indianapolis. I think it's a lot of points. You got a rookie quarterback starting for Indy. I know there's a lot of hype for me as well. I like Trevor. I bet Trevor Lawrence is an MVP candidate this year, plus 1,500. I know there's a lot of hype with him coming off a pretty strong season last year. Get adding Calvin Ridley to that receiving core. I know there's a lot of hype on that offense, but I like the under 46 and a half in that game, divisional game. I think that Indy's got to try to keep it close if they want to get anything out of this opener, this game, and keep a little bit of positive mentality going through this season. Um, under 46 and a half. That's my second pick of the week.
Don't hate it at all. Early in the season, it seems like I get it's such a different league now with how potent offenses are and how all the rules favor them, and you could go on and on about how there's more points. But I think that's a good play. Divisional play, they'll be ready to go. Some new leadership in Indianapolis. I think they'll, even though they might not have the highest aspirations this year, it's Week 1. Teams are always going to be fired up. I'm actually going to stay in that game, and you're under kind of aligns with where I'm thinking. I'm going to take the Colts. I'm going to take the 5. Same exact situation as far as a divisional dog at home. It seems like another number that's too small to me, and it's kind of why it caught my attention, and I just couldn't really look away from it. I don't really have much reason other than I think it should be at least a touchdown, and it's not. So I'm just going to take the other side of it, and I think the Colts are going to keep it tight, surprise some people. Anthony Richardson, he's got no tape on him yet. Maybe he makes a couple plays out there with his legs. They find a way to keep it close. I think Jacksonville wins the game, but by less than a touchdown.
Definitely, definitely. All right, last pick of my card this weekend for my best bets. I'm gonna go with the Arizona Cardinals plus 7.5 at the Washington Commanders. Everybody's writing Arizona as Caleb Williams sweepstake candidate. I would put them right at the top of the list. But if there's any week they're going to compete, it's going to be Week 1. It's going to be against a team with Sam Howell that is their quarterback. It's going to be Week 1 where if they have any hope, it's going to be Week 1 that they get the most out of themselves. Who's to say Sam Howell doesn't throw a pick or two and all of a sudden this is a dogfight, or all of a sudden Arizona's got a lead? It's more of a grown men have to have some fight and belief in themselves, coupled with zero belief in Sam Howell long term. That's where my head's at on this. And then you got 7.5. It could be absolutely a game where late Washington's just trying to get out of there with a 1 point victory and just chalking up to the NFL is tough. It's a bunch of grown men playing each other. Arizona plus 7.5. It's a puke worthy pick, but it's my fucking third pick of the week.
Well, I hate to break it, but week one we're going to be going odds against each other.
Okay.
I actually have the Commanders -7,
Okay.
so not the hook. It's -7, -113.
Okay.
So, a little more than 3 cents more than your typical -110.
Sure.
But I'm taking the Commanders. Like I kind of alluded to when once again, in our divisional conversations, I like the Commanders quite a
Yep.
bit this year. I think they have an outside chance of being a wild card team. I like Eric Bieniemy in there as the offensive coordinator. I think he'll make a difference. Seems like they're high on Sam Howell. Like you said, we don't know about Sam Howell. I'm not going to pretend to, but I think that defense is something special. I think Ron Rivera knows he's kind of not kind of. I mean, they got new ownership in there. He is auditioning to keep his job, and even if he doesn't keep his job, I'm sure he's young enough where he's going to want another one somewhere down the line. So he's got to put together a decent season one way or another, even if he is out of Washington at the end of the day. But I think they're a competitive football team this year, and I think they come out the gates week one and stick it to a Cardinals team that, um, I see potential for them to pull like an old school Lions move and
Yeah.
not win a game this
I
year.
could see them going 0-17. I could see them being absolutely awful. So let's be crystal clear on that. I'm not coming out here and betting on the Cardinals like team total over. It's just
Yeah.
this week, show some fight. So you got -7, -113. Just for your knowledge and for those out there, I locked in Arizona +7.5 at -115. So it's right there. Um,
Yeah.
did you just get classic -110 on the other two picks?
Let me double check
Yeah, take a
that.
quick look for me. My other two picks were indeed just
Uh,
-110.
See, Rivers does all these weird lines. They're
Okay.
both -109.
Okay.
So
So
basically,
basically the same thing. Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. Well, those are our picks for week one. Jack's on the Browns +2, the Colts +5, and the Commanders -7. I am on the Cardinals +7.5. The Panthers +3.5, and then the under in the Jacksonville Indianapolis game of 46.5. Those are our six picks of the week. Excuse me. Um, we're not going undefeated. We're not. Well, we could technically
Maybe,
have a
maybe.
5-0-1. We could have a 5-0-1 week or something like that, but we're not going 6-0. I'll put it that way. How about that? But hey, football's back. I don't see any reason we don't both get at least 2 wins this weekend, and we'll come back next week looking to build on that. How about that, Big J?
Absolutely, baby. Kickstart this thing. Let's get it going in the right direction early.
Oh yeah! If you guys are new here, like and subscribe. Hit the bell. We'll come back with one of these videos every week. We're going to be very consistent this year. Check out our earlier divisional previews if you got some time on your hands. We laid out some of our best future bets and just thoughts on each division, division by division. And we'll also be back with Bears preview videos. So if you're into gambling, if you're into sports, follow our channel and get involved. All right. We're also getting active on TikTok and Twitter, or X. So make sure you get involved on those platforms too. But till next time, it was your boy Glenn with Big Jack. Jack, hit him with it.
Bears.